the estimating Campylobacter transmission from chicken skin to meat for risk modeling. This work, well, my name is Christina, I'm a PhD student, and this work was doing in between two groups. The research group for foodborne pathogens and epidemiology, and also food microbiology group. So first of all, and just to have some background about it, Campylobacter is the most commonly reported gastrointestinal disease in the European Union. And to have some numbers about it is right now it's around 8.4% of the diarrheal diseases in the worldwide. But we think and we know that it's underestimated because not all the people that get infected look for medical attention. Also, the 72% around this percentage is linked to poultry products. In this context, it's important to mention why we use modified atmosphere packaging. We use this type of packaging because it helps to reduce the microbial run and preserve the product freshness as much as possible. And also it's interesting to know and to mention that Campylobacter is a microaerophilic bacteria species that can die easily in ambience with higher O2 levels. So the map packing done with this higher concentration of O2 decrease also the number of Campylobacter as it was studied before. Here in Denmark is used one quantitative microbial risk assessment model to estimate the risk for the consumer the different products based on chicken, on poultry. And also, this model is used to look for the new targets for the National Action Plan against Campylobacter. In this model, we are not going to focus on all the mathematical part. We're going to focus only on one number or one value. It's this transition factor that is also called tau. Tau represents the difference or reduction of Campylobacter between the skin samples of the chicken and the broiler meat products after all the processing. And currently is estimated around 1 log. And this estimation is based on expert opinions. It's not calculated, it's an estimation. So for this reason, and here we are, this project was created in 2023 is when we took the samples, and during this year we were analyzing. It's called CampTau, and what we wanted to do was 3 main things. The first thing was estimating the tau, but with real numbers, like taking samples and looking what is happening like in the real life. Then also we wanted to see the effect of the mud packing, if it was true that reduced Campylobacter or no, what is going on. And the third thing we want to do is check if any strains of Campylobacter were more tolerant to this mud pack effect and refrigeration, and this can make variable the tau. For this, we prepared this setup. I know what are you thinking. You love that outfit. I can share the links if you want to dress like this. And we went to one of the main slaughterhouses here in Denmark, and we took samples in the different moments of the poultry chain. We took 30 random chickens from the same flock. We took the neck skin from them. And also then we divided into 2 groups. One was MacPack, the whole chicken, and the other 15, that was the half of them. We took just the breast fillet without the skin. So we have from the same chicken 2 different, I cannot point it, but 2 different types of samples. And also from the same flock, we took 12 random MacPack fillets that weren't from the same chicken, of course, but was from the same flock. We select some of them for sequencing for this third objective that I mentioned before. And it's important to mention that we counted in 2 different days. The fresh products were counted on day 1, and the MacPack were counted on day 8, because we estimate is the average of consumption for the average consumer, and also after refrigeration. And the MacPack was high in O2 and low in CO2, that we expect that produce some effect on Campylobacter. And this is what we found. Here you can see that the neck skin was 100% positive. The breast fillet was 75% positive. We reduced the number of positives. And then if you compare with the map pack Nexin, only 2% lower compared to the no MAC pack. But it's not that important, maybe the positives that, of course, is something that is a value that is that we can take into account. But then if we count the reduction, we can find around 2.22 log reduction between neck skin to meat, just in the same chicken, in the same, like just removing the skin. It's a big reduction itself. The MAF pack is around the 0.74 log reduction, 74 to 81 reduction, and a 3.37 log reduction in the case of this breast fillet MAC pack. What we found is that this is our average, the value, but was completely different because we repeat the sampling in with three different flocks, and the values were completely variable, and it means that the tau value that we were looking for is highly variable and depends also on the products that we are consuming. And regarding the strains that were our threat objectives, we didn't find any difference. But this is because they were like a wide, we will say, diversity in the strains, diversity in the sequence types. So here you have, again, the three conclusions. You have a message, like the tau was larger than estimated. Of course, we expected, because this is a real value in the slaughterhouse, and highly variable between flocks, products, and everything. And the MAC pack reduced Campylobacter around 0.74 and 0.81 log reduction. And we couldn't find this diversity, but of course we have to mention that the chickens were conventional, so that makes we will say like less number of different sequence types that we can find because they are less contact with the environment. So that means that if we have only one sequence type in one flock, we didn't expect to find another one after 8 days of refrigeration, for example. So this work is under revision, under review right now. So we expect that hopefully soon it's published. And yeah, so what we want to get with this type of work is like make the models more accurate and possible to use and apply in other countries and in other situations. So thank you so much to my group and all the people that was involved, especially to the technicians, because without them we cannot do many of the work. And thank you. If you have any question, I'm happy to try to solve.